Look at this cool toy. This is the Twinkly Squares. Now, Twinkly is a company that has a bunch of different cool products. Go back and check out our tour of our new SilverHammer tower where we talked about the Twinkly Flex, which is on our bedroom. Well, this is the Twinkly Squares, and it does so many cool things. And I think now my favorite Twinkly product. We're gonna add it to the bedroom and make it our Twinkly room. But yeah, it does so much, and we're gonna talk about it. Let's get started. What up, everybody? It's George Langabeer with SilverHammer Surveillance, coming to you from SilverHammer Tower. Here on the channel, we talk smart home tech and home security. We have videos every Tuesday. We very much appreciate having you here. Keep liking, keep subscribing, hit that bell notification for our future videos. Check us out on the socials, specifically Instagram, where we talk about the insights into me and SilverHammer Surveillance, and then we also talk about a bunch of cool tech. Speaking of cool tech, today's topic, the Twinkly Squares. Now, Twinkly is a company that does all sorts of cool stuff with smart lighting. Smart lighting can be fun, smart lighting can be security, smart lighting can be a lot of different things, but Twinkly is awesome at it. And we're talking about their newest product. Again, it is the Twinkly Squares. Also very exciting that this is Apple Home compatible, which gets me all riled up. But yeah, we're gonna unbox it, we're gonna set it up, we're gonna talk about what I think about it, and let's get started. Okay, so that was the unboxing. And before we move on from the unboxing, one thing I want to mention from that is you get this little welcome letter from Twinkly. And I just think that's adorable. It's all about those personal touches from companies that give you those warm fuzzies. But good job, Twinkly. All right, so let's talk setup. Now, for us, we've got the 5-in-1 pack, which is the starter pack that gives you a control square and then 5 expansion squares. And then we bought an additional 3 expansion squares. Now, we already set this up, and that is a pro tip there. You want to set this up before you put it on your wall. You want to have it all mapped out and good to go. Now, we started this for the interest of time, but we did leave this one panel just to show you how to do it. So you can see how these wires connect from square to square. Again, that control square has 4 connectors. So that's the one you want to start with. And then each additional expansion square has 2 connectors, and that's how you're going to know the difference. So we've got an expansion square left, and we're going to put that in there. And then you're just going to take your cable, connect it to the square that does have power, and then you're going to route your cable. We got this nice little cable management system here, and then you're good to go. And then it comes with these couplers, and there's one of these for each square. They got these little singles and these little doubles. And then you're just going to want to put this on here for stability, and we're going to talk about that in a second why. But not only do they couple, but they can also be cable management. All right, so this 5-in-1 pack is $249.99. The expansion squares for 3 of them is $99.99. This is for indoor use only, and it's Apple Home compatible, Google Home compatible, and Alexa compatible, plus some other smart home platforms. So Twinkly's got your bases covered there, but very exciting that it's Apple Home. Okay, so once you've got this coupled and wired, you want to just make sure all your squares work. So at the bottom here, you've got your HomeKit code, you've got your power source, and you've got your pairing button, which we're going to talk about that pairing button in a second. But once you're plugged in, you just want to make sure all your squares work. All right, so they do. So let's talk about the pairing process. Okay, so as far as setup goes, now we do already have this set up because I've been testing this unit or these squares, but just know that you just have colors. It would show you that your squares are working. Then you're going to get the Twinkly app. Now, we already have the Twinkly app because we've got the Twinkly Flex in our bedroom already. When you get the Twinkly app and you set up your little Twinkly account, you're going to go to Add Devices, and then it's going to search for your device. You're going to hit this pairing button until it turns a bluish green. There's an LED down here. You're going to wait till that's bluish green. Then it's going to find your device, and then it's going to search for your Wi-Fi network. So these are connected by Wi-Fi. and then it's going to search for the networks in your home. It's going to give you that list just like every other device you add in the universe. And then you're going to put in your Wi-Fi information, and then it's going to connect to your Wi-Fi. And then once it does connect, it's going to give you the latest firmware update, which does take a minute, so that's normal. And then it's going to tell you when that firmware update is done. And then you're going to get to the point where you name your Twinkly Squares. Now, we're just going to call them Twinkly Squares. I know that's not very creative, but hey, we got the Twinkly Flex, Twinkly Squares. So you name them, and then it gives you a few tips there. And then it's going to ask you to map your squares. So it's a really cool system with Twinkly, and it does this with all their different devices where you actually hold up your cell phone camera, it maps your design and does that for you. Now in this case, we're going to add it to HomeKit first. And so we're going to do that process now. And then when we actually get this upstairs where they're going, you can actually go back in and map them again. So that's what we're going to do next, is add it to HomeKit. So you're just going to scan your HomeKit code like normal. It's going to add the accessory just like normal. Then you're going to add which room it is, and then it's going to give you all the different automations that you already have existing that you can use these squares with, and then that's it. So it's a very easy process to get it into HomeKit, just like any other HomeKit device. All right, now that it's set up, let's go put it on the wall. Okay, so here we are in the bedroom. This is where we're going to put it. We're going to put it on this wall right here. Now, one complaint about the Twinkly Squares is the actual lack of directions as far as the physical installation. There is one page in the little guide that's included. It shows the drill, it shows this template, and that's it. It doesn't really tell you what to do with any of it. So, all right, so I'm not a mechanical engineer or a structural engineer, but I can only assume that this template goes on the wall for one of the squares. And actually, if you think of this as a picture frame, this has 4 screw holes, and you can actually use nails as well, but you really only need 2. So the key is, think of it as a picture frame, because you got these little couplers that makes this very secure. So you really just have to secure your top square. So I actually had 4 holes, and it's going to bother me that they're here, but this will be covering it, so I'll survive. But anyway, and then one key thing is, just remember to make sure that you've got it within reach of your power outlet, or the length of this power cord. So we've got that all going on. So you're going to take your top square, and again, they've got holes on the squares. Basically just like picture frame holes. And you're going to slide them in, either screw or nail, on your middle square. Okay, so when I put those nails on the wall, and again, you could do nails or screws, I used a level. You want this to be level. And so I already had that done when I put this up here. So once it's up, just make sure you're still level. And we are. So once you're good to go, you just plug it in. I'll be getting a wire channel for this because this is going to drive me nuts, but for the sake of this video, we'll survive. Your power connector goes plugged in right there, as we showed you that port before. This is one of the cool effects. Now in the Twinkly app, the effects are endless. I mean, I started playing with it and I'm just scratching the surface. Now in the Apple Home app, one complaint I have is you can turn it on and off, you can change the color, you can change the brightness, but that's about all you can do in the Apple Home app. So like the Nano Leaf with scenes, you can actually do a bunch of cool Nano Leaf effects, and I think Twinkly hopefully will get there someday in a firmware update. So the Apple Home, you know, it's still great that you can put in automations and all that stuff, but that's one complaint I have. I'd love to get those scenes in there. But with Twinkly, man, you can do so much. You can do pixel art. We found a cool picture of the Joker. So you can do that. I know Twinkly shows some examples of some paintings, like Starry Night, I believe. They've got a bunch of cool examples, but the pixel art is amazing. You can do your own pictures. I did. Now, I didn't have time to play with this, but this is actually my thumbnail from my last video, the Zimmy Smart video I did. This is the Apple Home logo, that's me. So I think there's some tweaking to do there, but you can do so much, and we'll show you a little montage of all the cool effects that we were playing with just last night. But what do you think, Teresa?
I think they're pretty cool, and I think hearing you say Twinkly so many times has been amazing.
Yeah, there's a couple words in the in life. I think moist and panties are my 2 least favorite words. Twinkly, I don't know about saying that so much. You know, I'm a guy that's caught crooks for a living. I'm supposed to be this big badass, and here I am just marveling about the word twinkly.
Yeah, but every wife wants to hear their husband describe their master bedroom as twinkly.
Yeah, I suppose something like that. But other than that, you think it's pretty cool?
I do think it's pretty cool.
Yes. So, all right, so let's check out some of the cool designs we were playing with last night. Okay, so that was the unboxing, setup, and some very cool features of the Twinkly Squares. To sum up, what are my final thoughts? My final thoughts are these things are awesome, they're very well constructed, and there's just a ton of different cool things you can do with these. I've got Nanoleaf, I've had Philips Hue, I've had all sorts of different cool smart lighting devices, but man, this might be at the top. Just with the pixel art and everything else you can do, so cool. I love that it's with Apple Home, but that is one complaint. You can turn them on, you can turn them off, you can change the brightness, you can change the color, but you can't do any of the cool effects that you can in the Twinkly app. Now in the Twinkly app, the sky's the limit. You're just scratching the surface of what you can do, so that is cool. But Apple Home, just kind of lacking some features. Like with Nanoleaf, you can do the different scenes and everything, and that's fantastic with Nanoleaf. Twinkly, firmware update maybe, you can get us there. Again, I think with scenes we could get it done. Maybe just some of the effects. We don't need all of them, but some of them would be great. Also, the instructions on the install, you're gonna wanna watch a video like this because they suck. So Twinkly, give us some better instructions. But man, across the board, everything else, construction, features, these are so cool, and I highly recommend them. What do you think? Now these just came out, Twinkly Squares, newest product. Did you buy them already? Do you love them? Are you thinking about buying them? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. SilverHammer Tower. These were a great addition to SilverHammer Tower. We got our Twinkly room now. As far as SilverHammer Tower goes, this is still very interactive. Go back and check out our tour we did a couple weeks ago. We want the suggestions to keep coming. I think smart shades are my next move. We got so many cool windows in here. I want some smart shades. So give me suggestions. These are roller blinds, by the way. Come on, give me those suggestions. Anyway, hopefully you like this video on the Twinkly Squares. Keep coming back for more. We've got videos every Tuesday. Again, follow us on the socials. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Until next week, peace and love.